Noragami is a fantasy manga series by Adachitoka that began serialization in Kodansha's monthly Shōnen magazine in January 2011's issue. It has been collected in 10 tankōbon volumes as of February 2014. An anime television series adaptation by Bones aired in Japan between January 5 and March 23, 2014. Plot: Hiyuriki was a regular middle school student until she was hit by a bus while trying to save the life of a jersey-wearing person named Yato. This incident causes her to transform into a half-phantom. Soon after she learns that Yato is a god, her life is never going to be the same again. Main characters: Yato, voiced by Hiroshi Kamiya. Yato is a war god who attempts to build his own shrine. In the past he was known as a god of calamity. He wears a jersey and a fluffy scarf and refers to himself as Yato God. His current regalia quit, and he becomes unarmed until he met Hiyuri and Yukine. He calls himself a delivery god, and often posts or writes his own cell number on several common places in case someone needs his help. He usually charges 5 yen a euro, what Japanese people usually give when praying at a shrine. And he is willing to do anything for 5 yen. He is also good at both academics and sports. As he stopped being a god of calamity due to disliking being violent, he is often being forgotten by humans. This makes him fear being forgotten, which is why he treasures the existence of Hiyuriki. Since accepting Hiyuri's job to return her to normal, Hiyuri becomes more increasingly involved in Yato's and Yukine's activities, and even saves both of them from Yukine's actions that caused blight upon Yato. Over time, Yato becomes more concerned about Hiyuri and her well-being, but worries more about being forgotten by her to the point he stalks her constantly and gets jealous over her interactions with other people. Despite it being her best chance to return to normal, Hiyuri refuses to cut her bond with Yato, promising that she will never forget him and even builds a small shrine for him. Yato promises himself that he will become an existence that can make Hiyuri happy. Hiyuriki, voiced by Maru Uchida, she is an ordinary middle school girl in her senior year, and a high school freshman starting from chapter 25 of the manga. After saving Yato, she somehow becomes stuck between the human world and the afterlife, causing her soul to suddenly become freed from her body. She comes from a wealthy family. Her father is a doctor and owns a hospital, and she is an older brother who is far older than her. She idolizes the wrestling star Tono, even copying his moves as a means of self-defense. She is a kind girl, often going out of her way to help others in need. She is always nice to Yukine despite his bad behavior, and helps Yato whenever she can. The tail on her back is not actually a tail but a connection between her soul and her body. If it gets severed, she will die. Since her request to Yato to turn her back to normal, Hiyuri has becomes more involved in Yato's activities and events in the far side. During this time, she develops a strong attachment to Yato, being able to recognize him by scent and even feeling embarrassed by how much she likes it. Despite it being her best chance to return to normal, Hiyuri refuses to have her bond to Yato cut because she wants to spend more time with him. She even promises to never forget about Yato, and builds him a small shrine. Even when she gradually forgets about Yato's existence due to her school life, she continues to feel empty and that she is missing the one she wants to spend her time with. Although overjoyed upon remembering about Yato, she feels guilt about forgetting about him even a little bit. In the anime, she lost her memories of Yato and Yukine after attacked by Nora and her summons at the New Year Eve. She later was able to recover all her memories by recognizing Yato's smell. Yukine, voiced by Yaki Kaji, he is Yato's current Shinki. His name is Shinki Iseki, whose shape is a katana. He died at a young age, making him miss normal life as a middle schooler. He acts like his age, and was once stealing money from people with the excuse that it's okay since he's dead. Every time he steals or sins in any other way, Yato suffers injuries. Even though Yato is his master, Yukine doesn't really show Yato respect as much as how he actually respects him. After being saved by Hiyuri, he becomes more obedient to her and Yato. He died when he was a second year at middle school. Gods, Tenjin, voiced by Wataru Oikawa, he is the infamous god of academics. He has several shinki, all of them women, and has his own shrine, much to Iyato's envy. He would sometimes assume human form to intervene if, for example, Iyato goes out of control playing around. Kofuku, voiced by Akai Toyosaki, she is a god of poverty, posing as a bisu. She may be energetic and gentle, but she can be fierce and stands up to even Bishamonten if needed. Bishamonten, voiced by Miyuki Sawashiro, she is the strongest god of combat. She has many shinki due to her being unable to abandon spirits attacked by Ayokashi, and eventually forming a group with her as leader, causing her trouble as she sometimes cannot tend to all of them properly, especially when one of them gets sick or is in pain. She has a strong hate for Iyato, as he killed her shinki in the past. Raba, voiced by Takahiro Sakurai, Raba is an enigmatic character and appears only in the anime. He is often seen conversing with Nora and has been known to be able to control phantoms. He is also known as a god of calamity, similar to Iyato, and having working together with him, and seeing him being what he's now making him wanted to bring back the old Iyato. He is known to kill humans, shinki, other gods and phantoms, not caring what the job is, as long as he was wished to do it. Shinki, a shinki is a divine weapon possessed by gods. They are formerly humans that died for a reason against their will. Every shinki can change their shape into a unique weapon when their gods called their shinki name. Usually, each god has a naming scheme to serve as proof that the god wants a specific type of shinki, and also as an affirmation of a familial bond. A certain shape of shinki will change after they risked their name to protect their gods to a better shape one, which is later called Hafuri vessel. Mawa, voiced by Asami Imai, she is Iyato's former shinki, and currently one of Tenjin's shinki. Despite her harsh attitude toward Iyato, she does appear to hold a considerable amount of respect and concern for him. An example of this is when she volunteers to be a part of the ablution required to save Iyato's life despite the risks involved. When she was still Iyato's shinki, she was given the name Dumon. Kazuma, voiced by Jun Fukuyama, he is one of Bishamonten's shinki and her most trusted person. His name as shinki is Kaki, whose shape as a shinki is now a flower-shaped earring, and is capable of tracking enemies and also to guide other shinki in combat. Daikokyu, voiced by Daisuke Kono, Daikokyu is Kofuku's somewhat overprotective shinki. His name as shinki is Koki, whose form is a fan. Nora, voiced by Rikijimiya, she is Iyato's former shinki. Nora, meaning stray, is how the gods call any shinki who has many masters and many names. Because of this they have a bad reputation and are the target of prejudice by the gods, but nevertheless use them for tasks that they don't want their own shinki to be used. This particular Nora was named Yaira by Iyato, her shinki name being Hiki, and she still offers herself to be used by him, though he always resists. She causes a lot of trouble, going so far as to destroy Yukine's faith in himself. In the anime, she first tries to kill Hiyori with her phantoms and, when that fails, erases Hiyori's memory of Yukine and Iyato. It is noted that, had she been summoned in the ablution ceremony, she would have killed Yukine. Media, manga, Noragami started as a manga series, authored by Adachitoka and published by Kodansha. The series premiered in monthly Shōnen magazine's January 2011 issue, released on December 6, 2010, and has been compiled into 11 tankōbon volumes between July 15, 2011, and July 17, 2014. The ninth volume was released simultaneously with a limited edition, bundled with a drama CD. Volumes 10 and 11 were released simultaneously with limited editions, each containing an anime episode on DVD. Extra chapters of the series have been published in the spin-off publication, Monthly Shōnen Magazine Plus since 2011, and as of November 15, 2013, they have been compiled into one volume under the title Noragami Shōisha. The series has been licensed for an English-language North American release by Kodansha Comics USA as Noragami, Stray God, and will release the first volume on September 2, 2014. Volume list: Noragami Shōisha, Anime, The Noragami television series adaptation is produced by Bones, directed by Kotaro Tamura with scripts by Deko Akao and character designs by Toshiro Kawamoto. Prior to the series' television premiere, its first episode was screened at 2013's Anime Festival Asia on November 10, 2013. The anime began airing in Japan on January 5, 2014, on Tokyo MX and later on MBS, BS11 and TVA. Funimation has licensed the anime for streaming in North America. Its final, 12th episode aired on Tokyo MX on March 23, 2014. Besides the television series, 2 additional episodes were released on DVDs bundled with a limited edition of the 10th and 11th volumes of the manga, published on February 17 and July 17, 2014. The opening theme song is Goya no Makiwase with composition and lyrics by Shuntara and arrangement and performed by Hello Sleepwalkers. The ending theme song is Heart Realize with composition, arrangement and lyrics by Super Soul and performed by Tia. Episode list, reception, references. External links, official anime website, Noragami at Funimation, Noragami at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia.